Your body carries a hidden aging trigger. Scientists have studied it for decades. It works quietly inside every cell, leaving clues everywhere, yet most people never realize how much damage it may already be causing.
Aging does not arrive all at once. It builds step by step. Tiny changes accumulate over years until the body begins to look older, heal slower, and function less efficiently. To understand aging, investigators must go smaller than skin, muscles, or organs. The real story unfolds inside cells, where the body stores instructions, produces energy, repairs damage, and decides whether tissues stay strong. Inside each cell sits DNA, the body's instruction code, our protective caps. They act like sheet, helping preserve the information needed for healthy cell function. Every time a cell divides, telomeres usually become a little shorter. That means the cell keeps losing part of its protective edge. Over time, this can push tissues closer to weakness, dysfunction, and visible aging. Cells are designed to divide, repair, and replace worn tissues, but repeated division comes with a cost. With every round, telomeres can erode further, leaving less protection for the DNA they were supposed to guard. Telomeres do not shorten only because of time. Chronic stress, smoking, poor sleep, inactivity, and processed diets can speed the process, making the body age faster than the calendar alone would predict. That means two people of the same age may not be aging at the same speed. One body may be preserving its cells, while another is being pushed harder by everyday pressures that quietly accelerate damage. The shorter telomeres become, the harder it may be for cells to keep dividing safely. Once that protection falls too low, the cell starts losing its ability to act like fresh, healthy tissue.
Eventually, some cells reach a limit. They stop dividing normally. This state is called cellular senescence, and it is one of the major clues scientists examine when trying to understand why the body grows older.
A senescent cell is not exactly dead. It remains present, but it stops doing its job properly. It becomes more like biological clutter, taking up space while contributing less to healthy tissue renewal. The problem becomes more serious when these cells begin to accumulate. Instead of leaving quietly, they can linger inside tissues, build up over time, and interfere with how surrounding cells communicate, repair, and regenerate. Many senescent cells release harmful chemical signals. These signals can promote inflammation, disturb neighboring cells, and spread dysfunction through tissue, almost like one bad witness contaminating the entire crime scene. This is why one damaged area can start affecting larger regions of the body. A few troublesome cells may encourage more dysfunction nearby, helping turn a local issue into a broader pattern of biological aging. Researchers connect this process to many age-related problems, including weaker skin, stiffer blood vessels, slower healing, lower physical strength, and changes in how organs and tissues handle everyday stress over time. But aging is not just about telomeres and senescent cells. Another major clue involves mitochondria, the structures inside cells that help produce the energy needed to keep tissues active, resilient, and alive. Mitochondria are often described as the cell's power producers. They help create usable energy so muscles can move, nerves can signal, organs can function, and the body can repair itself after everyday wear. As mitochondria become damaged with age or stress, cells may produce energy less efficiently. That can lead to pain, fatigue, and dysfunction. Damaged mitochondria may also generate more reactive molecules, sometimes called free radicals. In excess, these can injure important cell components, adding another layer of stress to tissues already struggling to stay functional. When energy systems weaken and damage signals rise, cells are pushed toward dysfunction faster, which may help explain why aging often feels like a gradual loss of resilience. Scientists do not study these clues in isolation. Telomere shortening, cellular senescence, mitochondrial dysfunction, and inflammation interact with one another, creating a network of aging processes rather than a single, simple cause. This matters because one problem can intensify another. Damage can create senescent cells. Senescent cells can raise inflammation. Inflammation can stress mitochondria. Then those stress cells create even more biological trouble in return. That is one reason aging can stay invisible for so long. A person may appear fine on the outside while important cellular systems are already shifting underneath, long before major symptoms or obvious physical decline appear. The deeper investigation concerns what is happening inside tissues and cells, because that hidden biology often begins changing before the mirror reveals the full story. The important question is whether these processes can be slowed. Researchers increasingly believe that aspects of biological aging are mitochondrial, but also about intervention. Current evidence suggests that aging speed is not fixed equally for everyone. Biology is shaped by genetics, environment, and deterioration, while others may help preserve function longer. Sleep is one of the clearest examples. During good sleep, the body performs repair work, regulates stress systems, and supports metabolic balance. Poor sleep can do the opposite, gradually pushing cells toward dysfunction. Regular movement also matters. Exercise can improve mitochondrial performance, circulation, insulin sensitivity, and tissue maintenance. It does not stop time, but it may reduce several biological pressures that make aging accelerate. Diet shapes the chemical environment surrounding cells. Patterns centered on whole foods, fiber, healthy fats, and nutrient density indicate health better than highly processed eating patterns that encourage stress and inflammation. Stress is not only emotional. Chronic stress leaves measurable biological fingerprints, including hormonal changes and inflammatory signaling. Managing it may help protect cellular systems that otherwise remain under repeated pressure for years. Some exposures are especially destructive. Smoking, heavy pollution, and repeated toxic stressors can inflammation, adding to the burden carried by cells that are already trying to maintain repair and stability. When several risk factors combine, the body may face a compounding effect. Instead of one isolated problem, cells are hit from multiple directions, making resilience harder to maintain and healthy aging more difficult to support. This is where public confusion begins. Many products promise age reversal, but not every claim is backed by strong evidence. Some interventions are intriguing, yet far fewer are proven than marketing often suggests. The responsible investigation separates established evidence from early speculation. Scientists ask whether findings were seen in cells, animals, or humans, and whether the benefits were meaningful, repeatable, and strong enough to trust. Many anti-aging findings begin in laboratory cells or animals. That research can be valuable, but results in mice do not automatically mean the same effect will occur safely or powerfully in human beings. Healthy aging usually looks less like a miracle and more like a long-term pattern. The strongest improvements often come from consistent habits that reduce damage, support repair, and preserve function across many years. In practical terms, the best supported tools remain surprisingly basic: sleeping well, moving regularly, eating better, avoiding toxic exposures, and managing chronic stress. These may influence the very pathways that make aging speed up.
At the same time, researchers are testing more advanced strategies, including ways to target senescent cells, improve mitochondrial function, or influence cellular repair systems. Some are promising, but many questions remain unresolved.
Any intervention that touches core biology must be evaluated carefully. A treatment may look exciting in theory, yet still carry trade-offs or uncertainty senescence that matter greatly once humans are involved. That is why the strongest anti-aging framework still begins with fundamentals. Experimental therapies may matter later, but the broadest and most reliable support currently comes from reducing the non-drivers of cellular damage first. The real question is not whether aging exists. The real question is how much hidden acceleration may already be occurring inside the body, and which daily choices are either protecting cells or quietly pushing them toward decline. Chronological age counts birthdays. Biological age reflects how worn or resilient the die appears internally. Those two numbers may diverge, which is why some people seem to age faster even when born in the same year. Each person carries a different pattern of risk and protection. Genetics matter, but environment and behavior also leave marks. The body's aging profile becomes a kind of biological fingerprint shaped by repeated exposures over time. In simple terms, aging can be viewed as the body gradually losing protection, energy, repair power, and control. Cells become less efficient, harmful signals increase, and tissues begin struggling to maintain youthful performance. That is why slowing aging is not magic. It means understanding the mechanisms that drive cellular wear, then reduces that intensify that, and while strengthening the systems that help the body resist decline. The hidden story of aging is no longer just a mystery. The evidence points to specific processes, specific vulnerabilities, and specific opportunities to influence how quickly the body moves from resilience toward deterioration. No single habit makes a person young forever, but many small actions repeated consistently may help shift the biological environment toward better repair, lower stress, and a slower pace of cellular breakdown. Aging leaves clues inside every cell. The more clearly those clues are understood, the more intelligently the process may be slowed. The investigation is no longer whether aging happens, but how much control remains possible.